Mm-hmm. Please let me know that you see it properly. Yes?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
thank you. So let me start with Guru Mantra 3 times. Om Gurave Namah. Om Gurave Namah. Om Gurave Namah. I bow to my Jyotisha Guru, Pandit Sanjay Rath, for his light and his knowledge he shares with all of us. And my topic today is timing principle in Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra. And first of all, I want to say huge thanks to Pandit Vissi Larsen, who discussed with me this topic and shared his idea and his knowledge. And then I did some research, so all mistakes are mine, all praises to the gurus. I hope you see my next slide. What is the scope of our today presentation? First of all, I would like to discuss scope of research, my research. Then I do some introduction to timing principle, base timing principle I use for these shlokas. Then we discuss some certain timing shlokas with illustration, and I will do some conclusion. First of all, what do we call timing shlokas? This is shlokas that mention a specific age of native when a certain event is to happen. As example, I will give shloka 18 in Panchama Bhava Bhaladhyaya. It effect of fifth house of Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra. Here and further, I am giving numbering of shlokas or chapters from Sharma edition. Okay, Girichant Sharma edition, and just for everybody convenience. So, Putrasthanam gate jivem, tadishi bhrigu samyutem. Два тримши чатрая стримше, Ватсаре путра самбhavах. This shloka says that if Jupiter occupies the fifth house, Putrasthanam, house for children, and the fifth lord is conjoined by Venus, Brigu Samyute, then a child will be born in 32nd or 33rd year. Why I take this shloka first? Because actually this combination is we can see in Shri Krishna chart. You see, I will show on source chart. Yes, Jupiter in the fifth house. We all know Krishna's chart, and one fifth Lord Mercury is here also. Yes, here. And second, fifth Lord Rahu is with Venus and Mars. So condition of this shloka is met in Shri Krishna chart. And if we look at the chronology of Shri Krishna Leelas made by Hari Parshada Dasa based on Srimad Bhagavatam and other Gaudiya Vaishnava sources, it is said that in 32nd year it was foundation on Dwaraka and marriage with Rukmini, and in 33rd year it was birth of Pradyumna, the first child of Krishna. You can read this story in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapters 44 and 45. And interesting, this story of Pradyumna, he was kidnapped when he was 10 days old by demon Shambhara. And you see this combination, Rahu with Mars, with Venus, it's like gives us some influence of these stories. Okay, so our scope. I found shlokas which mentioned exact age in 11 chapters. You see this table. This is Sutika chapter, Arishta Bhanga, and seven chapters about results of different houses, and also chapter 77 in Sharma edition, yes, characteristic of 5 Mahapurusha. Total 74 chapters. This Sutika, this chapter 10, we can meet in Girichand Sharma edition. Actually, this chapter exists only in 2 editions, Sharma and Devachandra Jha. Out of 8 editions I consider. So this all edition, Sharma, Sandhanam, Padmanabha Sharma, Devachandra Jha, Tara Chandra, Gidharilal, Padhaka, Ganesha Datta Padhaka, Suresh Chandra Mishra. All this edition actually we can find in archive.org site, and on my site in link menu you can find a direct link to this edition. And interesting that this 10th chapter we can meet only in two edition, so there are quite questions about it. It's how it looks with text of shloka. I will not read it. And first, what we should do, we should reduce our scope. We should distinguish shloka with real timing shloka with longevity shloka. Because sometimes shloka says person lives 100 years, but it doesn't mean actually exact years. And we cannot use this timing principle I will talk about to understand, to derive this shloka. It's about longevity. And longevity is a huge topic with which use little bit different principles. So now we will reduce our scope of research, yes, by distinguishing this type of shloka. I just want to show you how I did it. So let's see in Pancha Mahapurusha Lakshana, chapter 77, and it has actually 5 shlokas about with some age. For example, a person born in Ruchaka Yoga, this is Mars in strength in Kendra, yeah? Will attain heaven at 70 years, and we will die by weapon of fire. Then a person born in Bhadra Yoga lives for 100 years. A person born in Hamsa Yoga lives the world at 100 years. And Malavya 70 years, and Shasha Mahapurusha Yoga departs for heavenly adobe at 70 years. And actually, we know that there are different classification of long, middle, and short life. If we say that full long time 60 or 96, we can say that short life 1 to 32. Yes, if we decide that long life is 180 years, then short life is 1 to 36, etc. So actually, for this shloka, we can think that Parashara says about full long life, full middle life, yes, for these people who born with Mahapurusha yogas. So we just will not consider it in our research. Next shloka also from Ayurbhava Phala, from Langvi chapter, yes, and it says that if 8th Lord is in Kendra and Lagna Lord is deprived of strength, the person's longevity would be from 20 years to 32 years, which is 32 is maximum, yes. And in Ayurdaya Adhyaya, shloka 45, we found that Parashara defines 7 types of longevity again, yes. This I just chant first line. Bala rishtam yoga rishtam alpam madhyancha dirghagam Divyam chaivamitam chaivam saptat hayuv prakirtitam. You see, he listed the 7 types of longevity, and then he described like Balarishte Sama Ashtau, 8. Yes, Balarishte 8 years, Yogarishte 20 years, Alpa Ayur 32 years, etc. So when he said from 20 to 32, we should understand that a person with such combination crosses Yogarishta, yes, but he will not cross Alpayur, short life. Okay, so the shloka we also just put the longevity. Another case in Arishta, one shloka in Arishta Adhyaya, which said that moon in Dushanas, 6, 8, or 12 house, aspected by malefic, death is soon after birth. If moon is aspected by benefic, death is within 8 years. And again, we just, Parashara says that person does not cross Balarishta. Yes, again, longevity. Another shloka, I think we'll know it very good because very well, because a few years ago, Guruji, Pandit Sanjarat, gave great seminars about MKS, and he just discussed this shloka in great details. I will just want to stop a little bit on it because we will discuss one principle we will use in our shlokas. So, if Sun is in 12th house and Lagna is Libra, then child will be a long life and will live 100 years. Yes, this is this shlokas. And I just put here chart with Lagna in Libra and Sun in 12th house. Guruji explained us that this happens, this long life, full of long life, happens because Badhakesha, which is sun for Libra Lagna, is in 12th house of loss. So a person with such combination will have less Badhaka in his life, yes, which is good. But every time when we see something like sun, mention planet sun, we will think if it's sun or if it's Surya Adi, yes, sun, etc. So here I just put one example of French Catholic bishop who died at 99th year of his life. He was like prominent figure in the history of Church of Madagascar. And we can see that here Libra Lagna and Sun in 12th house. Yes. So about Suryadi. So when why Parashara says only about Libra Lagna? Yes, we can guess that he hints us that actually if for every Lagna, but Hakesha is in 12th house, it should be a long life. At least it should be some possibility of long life. Yes, and here I put Hakesha for every sign. For Aries, it's Saturn and Rahu. If you remember what is Badhaka Asthana, yes, this is for movable Lagna, it's 11th house. For fixed Lagna, it's 9th house, and for dual Lagna, it's 7th house. Yes, and from that we just know Badhakesha. And let's try, for example, for Gemini Lagna. For Gemini Lagna, Badhakesha is Jupiter, and we have this Buzz Aldrin. He is an American astronaut, second man to walk on the moon after Neil Armstrong, and he's alive, and we wish him live till 120, of course. But now he's in his 25th year. And we can see that Jupiter Badhakesha in 12th house, in spite of, you see, he has really not really good yoga in Badhakasthana, Mars and Saturn. Still, Jupiter in 12th house can help. Okay, Jupiter is like great benefic. We could say, okay, what is Badhakesha benefic? If Jupiter is benefic, what kind of Badhakesha it is? But another case with Mars and Ketu Badhakesha. This is Capricorn Lagna. And this is Roger Perifit, who has Mars and Ketu in 12th house. Yes, both Badhakesh. And in spite of his quite difficult life, he lived till 24th years of age. So quite long life with these two very quite evil, yes, quite evil combination, but in 12th house of Badhakesh. And last shloka I want to show you before we go to timing principle. It's shloka one timing. Shloka from Sutika chapter, which I mentioned we can meet only in 2 editions. So it says Moon, Mars, or Venus is in Lagna, then in 12 years, a spot will be on the head. So spot, I just translate as spot, but actually this word, let me chichnam. Chichnam actually it's mark, spot, stamp, yes, but it's also aim, direction, towards, etc. So it's just very wide shloka, Mars or Moon or Venus in Lagna, and in 12th year person have either some mark on the, or maybe some direction toward, or maybe he gets some aim in his life, etc. So it's quite questionable for me to find because of this chapter. Yes, so I just also we will keep it in mind, but we will not consider it. Okay. So finally, we have 7 chapters with 65 shlokas. Okay. Let's talk about base timing principles we will use. First principle is Kala Purusha, then planetary periods, Naisargika Dasha, maturity age, planetary numerology. There are a lot of different kind of numerology. We will use some of them in Sudarshana Dasha. Let's discuss in detail. The first principle we use it's Kala Purusha. If we have some certain age in shloka, and shloka does not mention exact lagna, then we will use natural zodiac, because time, kala, is God. And to understand, to derive principle, we should use Kala Purusha. Okay. Second principle, we will use planetary periods. This is 2 shlokas, actually 1.5, from 3rd chapter, Grahaguna Svarupa Adhyaya, where Parashara says us periods for planets. You see Ayana, Kshana, Vara, Ritu, Masa, Paksha, Sama. Yes, for Surya Adi, our lovely principle Surya Adi. Okay, so sun is half a year, moon a moment, or this kshana, it's moment, or even 4 minutes, or somebody says muhurta, some short moment. Yes, Mars day, Vara, Mercury Ritu 2 months, Jupiter months, Venus half a month, half a moon months, Paksha. Saturn a year, and then shloka 46 says us about 8 months for Rahu and 3 months for Ketu. And you see on the right of slide, I just put for you pictures from each how seven here editions. I just did some, copy. I checked everywhere. This shloka is exact in every edition, and that's why I just strong believe in it. Yes, where we use this planetary periods. We will not use it when age is like 30 years or like 20 years or I don't know 100 years. It's uses quite in little actually in Brihat Parashara Horashastra it uses used only in one chapter about Arishta, about some evil at birth, because these periods are quite short. And if you remember, yesterday Guruji also gave us a hint when he said, you remember he discussed a question on Tithi Pravesh, and he said, okay, it will be Parivartana of Rahu Ketu between 3rd and 8th months of year. Yes, he exactly used this planetary period of Rahu and Ketu. So in Tithi Pravesh we will use it, and of course in Prashna, because the question usually is asked for 1 year, and for some just evil just after birth. Yeah. Here I just will visualize this in zodiacal order with increasing like Moon, Moment, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, Ketu, Rahu, Saturn. So I meditated it how to derive it, and maybe you will be more successful than me. And just I noticed that you see if you look on triangles, that Moon, Jupiter, and Sun, it's Sattva grahas. Yes, Saturn, Ketu, Venus, it's like Tapasya yoga, and this destruction, Rahu, Mars, Mercury sometimes happens. Yes, Rahu, Mercury, etc. So let's see in which shloka Parashara uses this. We will come to examples later. We will finish with base principle. Next base principle is Naisargika Dasha periods. Again, Ayurdaya Adhyaya, chapter 45 in Sharma edition, shloka 16 and 17. I will not sing it, just because otherwise we will not cover everything. But this shloka says that for, you see, Chandra, Ara, Jna, Sita, Aja, Arka, Shani. And then he just, Parashara says us 1, 2, 9, 20, 18, 20, 50 years. So if we just add it, we can see this Naisargika Dasha periods. Interesting that how Parashara says that about this digit. For example, he said, you say Eka is 1, yes, Dva is 2, but Anka is like word which translated as number. So it's just, but we have 9 numbers, so it also means 9. The same Nakha. Nakha is fingernail, and we have 20 fingers, I hope, and so it means number 20. It's called Bhuta Sankhya. Yes, when just digits or numbers are expressed through some words. Dhriti, this is fairness, satisfaction, and also meter. 4 on 18 syllables, that's why it's 18, and Kriti, it's also meter. It's also activity, or also meter with 20 syllables, that's why this is 20. Just a little bit, deviation. Next principle we will use Graha maturity age. And we also can find this shloka. It's not shloka, actually, it's verse. In the end of Purva Khanda Adhyaya, 47, but we can find it only in Tara Chandra and Githari Lal edition. And actually, this is very interesting verse. It is not shloka. You know, shloka, it's 32 syllables. It's 4 lines of 8 syllables. But this is 4 lines with 19 syllables. And this meter, this chandas, this rhythm called Shardula Vikridita, and it means playful tiger. It was quite strange to see such meter in Brihat Parashara Horashastra, but I quite believe Tarachandra and Gidharilal, and actually this is really perfect, because when we think if it's correct or not correct shloka, we also we also check the rhythm, and this rhythm of the shloka, it's exactly like Shardul Vikridita, like long syllables, short, long, etc. I will, if you don't mind, I will try to sing it, because it's just Akrityo Jina Samita Gajrakara Netragnayach Shodashach Tatvanyam Gaguna Dviveda Pramitach Suryadikanam Samach Yach Ketach Svagrihe Svatum Gabhavanem Shadvarka Shudhashchayas Tasyabde Hinrinam Bhavedati Sukham Bhagyo Dayo Nishchitam. And what it says us? It says us again, this Bhuta Sankhya, 22. This is Akrityo. Akriti, it's meter consisting of 22 syllables, that is 22. Then 24. 24 is Jina, victorious, Buddha, and also number 24, because 24 jinas are supposed to flourish in each of, etc. Etc. And so we can find here this maturity age of planets, but let's look at the second part of this verse. It says, if planet is an own house or in the house of exaltation, so it's strong, yes, and poor or well placed in 6 vargas, in that planet age, for the person, there will be definitely a great prosperity and rise of fortune. So, if any planet in your chart, or whatever chart, is well placed and well placed in 6 varga, so we should suppose that in its maturity age, it will be good time of our life. And vice versa, we can suppose that if planet is corrupted, is suffering, that in that time it should be some like activation on some evil. And this maturity age widely used by Parashara. What only I want to show you, this star edition for Venus, we have only one question. So everything is the same, but for Venus, we have question. Tara Chandra says 24, if you know, and Gidharila says 26, and word is Tattva. But what Tattva is, we have for Tattva, text, for Tattva, we have 5 or 25, sometimes 24. Actually, so that is question, and that's why I just even mark it's 24 and 25 or 26, but we follow our tradition. Guruji said 26, so we go with 26, and actually, on my experience, between Charatan, between Tara Chandra and Gidharilal almost has no misprints. Almost has no. Very accurate text. So, next principle, planetary numerology. We all know at least two chakras. This is Vara chakra, yes? Sun is Sunday, Moon is Monday, Mars and Tuesday, etc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Rahu 8, Ketu 9. And we will use most of all this Vara chakra because, for example, when we have conjunction of two planets and we just add it to see which planet really gives result when there is duty. Next chakra is Guna chakra. This is like poor numerology. When Sun means 1, the Moon means 2, Jupiter means 3, then Rahu 4, etc. It's called Guna chakra because first 3 is Sattva Guna, then border, Rahu, then Rajaguna, then Tamas Guna. That's why. And actually, it's used for finding some remedy. It's not our topic today, but anyway, it's used. Then we have Vimshottari order. Sometimes it's also could be useful. We should remember how long in Vimshottari each graha has time. And one more thing, which also Guruji yesterday mentioned, when I hope you remember when he said that if Rahu or Ketu conjoin any graha, so we can from that we can find which exactly graha is damaged. So here I put for Rahu, similar for Ketu. So if we just calculate 5 from Sun. For example, Sun conjoin Rahu, Jupiter is damaged. Sun conjoin Jupiter, Sun is damaged, etc. We will use it also. If we see any shloka where mentioned that planet conjoin Rahu, first we should check this. Okay. And last but not least, because we use it everywhere, this is Sudarshan Dasha. So we just okay, there are two types which Guruji taught us. Mostly we will use this first time when this just go round and round and round and round. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, etc. Round and round and round. Sudarshana chakra, which described by Parashara in chapter Sudarshana chakra. But is always question where we start and with what we start. If we start with ascendant, with Lagna and 1, or if we count from Karakabhava, for example, I will show shloka when we talk, for example, about something related to 5th house or to 4th house, should we count from 4th house? And should we count from 1 or from maturity age of Graha in that house? Yes? Or should we start from Naisargika dasha of planet, and which circle it's work, from first circle or from 2, and how we should count in Navamsha. So actually this is really peculiar thing. It's not so easy as it looks like from the first glance. Okay. So, of course, there are a lot of significantly more different principles, but I will use some base. It's, I think, already more than enough, this 5 or 6 things, yes? So, let's go to some illustration. As I mentioned, this planetary period used in quite small quantities of shloka, particularly in Arishta Adhyaya. For example, shloka that said shloka 10 from Arishta Adhyaya, which is said that if Sun is in the 9th house in horoscope and Saturn is in 7th house and Jupiter and Venus in 11th house, newborn will live only for months. And as I said already, every time I will put here Kalapurusha. I will put here natural zodiac. So and put all this condition in this chart. Okay. So Shani exalted in 7th house in Libra here. You see. Sun in 9th house in Jupiter house in Sagittarius, Venus and Jupiter in Aquarius in 11th house. And let's see. First of all, let us say a child is born with this chart. Sorry. So what we see? We see, first of all, Shani exalted in 7th house in Mara Kabhava. And Shani also, you see, aspect, first, it's aspect Lagna, and second, it's aspect Sun, Lagna Karaka. So we already see that Shani destroyed. Then we can see that Jupiter and Venus are in Saturn Bhava. One more destruction, yes? And Saturn in Venus Bhava. One more destruction. And we can say that when child is born, Jupiter can save the newborn during only his period, only 1 month. What want to say for us, Parasharam? Because too many destruction for Venus, yes, for Sun, for Lagna, and all this combination. So from first glance, more or less it's good, yes? Exalted, Shani in Digbala, and Sun, okay, in 9th house, etc. But if we just look closer, what is destroyed, it's really, we can see that only Jupiter, since Shani in Venus house, yes, only Jupiter can just save for his period. I did not find any, not this combination. This combination also quite rare, but I mean, I think is if person died and baby died in 1 month, it's quite it's difficult to guess that somebody shares with us chart. We should just maybe, I mean, in internet. All charts I use here, of course, I took from astra.com with all the stories, with all link with in Wikipedia, etc. And about all person I will discuss, you can just see it in astra.com or in Wikipedia. And to find charts I will use, I use this great functionality of Deva Guru software, where I can put any combination and I can find all charts from astra.com with this combination. This is so helpful for research. So next shloka, this is shloka 7. It is said, it's used the same principle, this period of planets. If Rahu is conjoined by Moon and Sun, in house of Moon and Sun, and Lagna is aspected by Shani and Mars, the person will live only one paksha. Let us look again in natural zodiac. What we see. I just put here one of cases. You see Rahu conjoins Sun and Moon in house of Moon, for example. It could be in house of Sun. And you see Lagna is aspected by Saturn and Mars. Sorry, here mistake. I just forget to change it. Yes, Saturn and Mars. I put it like, you know, like Just a moment. Lagna, maybe a little bit. Saturn and Mars. Okay. Let us say, yes, let us say, let's see here. So I just put Mars in 10th house, exalted. Yes, Saturn in 7th house, exalted. Anyway, they could be strong, they could be not strong, and they both aspect Lagna. That's my combination. Okay. And what we see? We see that Saturn and Mars aspect Lagna, they damage Lagna. Sun and Moon conjoin. From Sun and Moon, Moon is weak when Sun and Moon conjoin. It's quite clear. Yes, Moon is dark. So we will use this principle when Rahu conjoin. So Rahu plus Moon is Venus. And Venus is damaged, and so Venus will save a newborn only during its period, one paksha. I hope, it's my guess, what Parashar could say us. Yes, because Rahu plus Moon damage Venus, and Venus just means paksha, like that. So also, it's very difficult to find chart of baby who lives only 2 weeks. Then we go to more adult people, so we easily can find their chart. Next shloka in the same adhyaya, which use already different principles. It's shloka 42. It says, Rahu and Jupiter are in 6th house, Lagna of 4th house, then the person will not see the father in the 23rd years, in person's 23rd years. Okay? Let us look. What does it mean? If natural zodiac, we know that Leo is 5th house, and Parashara says that Rahu plus Jupiter can be in Lagna, in 4th house, and in 6th house. And we can see that these houses mostly influence Leo, fathers, sun house. Yes? And another thing that Rahu plus Jupiter damage sun, again father. So we can see here a very strong combination of influencing of Leo and of Sun, Karaka of father. Yes. And here we will use maturity age of Sun. Why Lagna influence Leo? Because it's Badhaka. Yes, why 4th and 6th house influence 5th house? It's clear because it's like closest house. And we always say that 12th and 2nd house influence most. What Parashara says, that after maturity of Sun, after 22 years, evil will happen to father. Okay, even maybe not evil will have, it could evil, but exactly he says, putra statam na pashyati. Person will not see the father. Okay. This is Anna de Jesus Maria. It's a Portuguese infanta, youngest daughter of King João or John VI, who died possibly of poisoning in her 20 years. So he will not die exactly in 22 years, yes, or in 23rd years. He dies a little bit earlier. And actually, why it happens? Because in this chart, we will not have only this combination. If you look at her chart, yes, we have Rahu and Jupiter in 4th house, as it said in Shloka. But Sun, father Karaka, is debilitated with Shani. So this evil can be even more like that. Yes. Another case, very funny. This is Fernando VII, King of Spain. And actually what he did, he eldest surviving child of King Carlos IV of Spain. And anxious to take over from his father and jealous to the prime minister, Ferdinand attempted to overthrow the king in an aborted coup in 1907. In his 23rd year, he just decided himself, I don't want him see my father. Yes, and actually next year he was successful and he became king next year. But this first attempt to overthrow the king was in his 23rd year. And what we see Rahu and Jupiter in fourth house again. And this sun again, by the way, in 12th house, in MKS, in debilitated, in this very dark moon in 12th house, etc. But anyway, I think he will not, after aborted cope, anyway, he will not see his father. Hardly ever they discuss something during the tea. And third case, last case on this shloka, I want to show you a very clever girl. She was born in 2001. It is Princess Elizabeth, Duchess of Brabant, the first in order of succession of King Philip. Let us see. She has Jupiter plus Rahu in Lagna, and Rahu is exalted, you see. And if you look what happens, I use a lot of charts of king because they have, it's very convenient to see their charts because it's a really detailed story about them, their marriages, about their kids, etc. What it's is usually difficult to find in ordinary people stories. So, in August 2020, she entered Royal Military Academy in Brussels. Then in 23, so she was with her father, yes. Then in 2023, being commissioned second lieutenant of Belgian Armed Force. Then she studied in Oxford, which is England, also Europe, I mean close to father. In October 21st and obtained Bachelor of Art. And you see, in May 2024, the Belgian Royal Court announced that Elizabeth was admitted into Harvard, USA, Kennedy School. And she started her studies in Harvard September 2024. Exactly 1 month before her birthday, her 23 years. So this is very clever, yes, to leave father and not to see him. He studied for 2 years, 2 years master degree, okay. But anyway, shloka works, yes. And to understand why Parashara said will not see. Okay, next shloka and next principle I want to show you. This is Shloka Shashta Bhava Bhalat Hyaya. We will talk a little bit about diseased and dangers. If Lagna Lord is in 6th house and 6th Lord is in 6th house also, then in the 10th and 19th year there will be danger from dog, they say. Let's look again in our Kalapurusha. So 6th Lord Mercury with Lagna Lord Mars is here. And Parashara says us that with such a simple combination, in 19th year and 10 years, I just show already here, you see years in Sudarshana chakra. This is Libra and Capricorn. Person will have danger from dog bites, yes, from dog. You remember we talk about Vara chakra and that with a combination of at least 2 planets, it could be that result gives a planet due to Vara chakra. So Mars 3 in Vara chakra, Mercury 4, and Saturn, total Saturn 7, and results from Saturn. And you see this Capricorn and Libra, this is own house and exaltation house of Shani. So it could be when Sudarshana chakra goes, that when it come to exaltation Rashi of Shani, it's just activate Shani, and this Shani gives result in sixth house, like that. Why from dog? We also can discuss it, but we now talk about timing. Okay. And we have this case in July. It's a very famous case of Joseph Meister. In July 1885, in his 10th year, Meister was badly beaten by a rabid dog. He became the first person to be inoculated against rabies for Dr. Louis Pasteur, famous doctor, and the first person to be successfully treated for the infection. You see what happens. His Lagna in Libra, and Lagna Lord in sixth house, Venus with Rahu. But we see here this Parivartana, Rahu Ketu. So it could be that, and you see it was Mercury, Moon Mercury Dasha, Vimshotari Dasha. He has very nice, at least more or less nice moon in fourth house in Digbala with Mercury. And why would this Dasha just gave him such badly beaten? Yes, badly bite. Bad bite, yes. It could be that Mercury just invokes this Parivartana and then this shloka exact works like that. Next shloka, it's we go to again to use this principle. What I want to show? I want to show that in different chapters with different topics, the same principle works, but they always works in different combination. We cannot find any shloka like, okay, I have these 3 steps to find a reason, and I will use it for another shloka. No, unfortunately, no. We always should have a different combination of this principle. So here we again use Vara Chakra, but additionally we use another principle. If Saturn is in 7th from 8th house, means to 2nd house, and Sun is in 7th house from Shani, the father's death occurs in 30th, 21st, or 26 years. Yeah, yes. I again put here this combination in natural zodiac. You see Shani in 2nd house, Sun in 8th house, and if we look at this 30, 21, 26, and try somehow to put in chart, the only planet which have exaltation, Mulatrikona, and own house with such, related combination is Rahu. So we have this nice 1-7 yoga with mutual aspect, Sambandha, very strong Sambandha. First we see that Sun already in 8th house, so father already somehow damaged. This father already have very strong yoga with Shani, yes, Pitri dosha. And in this yoga, if we just add this Sun 1 and Saturn 7, we come to 8, so Rahu in Vara Chakra. Okay, Rahu, and what Parashara says us, that when Sudarshana Chakra goes to Rashi where Rahu is strong, it's activate Rahu and it's activate this combination. But the question is from where we should count, because if we count from Lagna, it doesn't work. But it is father's death. It is not death of person. So we should count from Karaka Bhava. And that is also quite tricky question because usually we use 9 house for father, yes? But if we just look at, for example, in Bhava Viveka Adhyaya, this is 13th Adhyaya in Sharma edition, and shloka about 10 house, Parashara says us that kingdom, sky, akash, profession, vritim, honor, yes, and in this manner for father, Peter, for foreign residents, pravasasya, and for that, we're observing 10 house. So sometime, maybe when we talk about some dangers, etc., we can see that if we count from 10 house, we exactly arrive to this 3 Rahu Bhava, which activates them, I mean in Sudarshana chakra, and gives this danger for father. And here just illustration, some Wilhelm II Emperor of Germany. Again, I took chart of emperor because we always can find when his father died or born, etc., or married, etc. So this is German royal family. The oldest son of Emperor Frederick and Princess Victoria. He took throne in 1888 due to death of father on 15 June 1888 Potsdam in his 30 years. And we can see that Sun is second house, yes, and Saturn in second house and Sun in eighth house. That's quite a simple combination. We come to another chapter, Panchama Bhava, Bhalabhyaya, to see the very similar principle, but in different combination. Again, when we see 2 or 3 years, like Parashara tells us, like that, if malefic in place in 5th house from Jupiter, and also in the 5th house from Lagna, then there will be loss of child in person 36, 33, or 40th year. What we should see? Of course, we should see this. We should look that 33rd, 36th, and 40th years. This we can count as Sagittarius, Pisces, and Cancer. You see, exaltation of Jupiter. So, Jupiter own Malatrikona exaltation are 33, 36, and 40 years in Sudarshana chakra, counting from Lagna. And what we see in chart? We see in chart that 5th house is damaged. This is Karaka Bhava for children. And Karaka Bhava from Jupiter. 5th house from Jupiter already damaged also with malefic. You see? So this is double shot, double damage. And of course, after Jupiter Naisargika Dasha started, we remember, this is from 22 years, 32 years, from 33rd years when it started. So when Jupiter come in power, then he activates 5th house and 5th house from him in this year of Sudarshana Dasha when it in power. Hopefully I explain. So it's quite evident here. Of course, we have a lot of chart like that. It's really this year really danger. Again, some king, Anton, king of Saxony. He entered his second marriage in 1787. Couple had 4 children, but none survived to the age of 2. First 2 kids died in Anthony 40s. And you see, of course, when we see Mars in 5th house and when we see Saturn in 5th house from Jupiter, it's already danger. for kids. And that's why the kids are not survived, but Parashara gives a timing when it's most danger. Okay? And let's try extension for this shloka because it's like quite evident. If we talk about kids, of course, we talk about fifth house and fifth house from Jupiter. But can we talk about wife and the seventh house and seventh house from Venus? And the same way calculate Sudarshana chakra and says that, for example, after Venus maturity age, 26, we remember, could it be danger for wife in Venus houses when Venus exalted, when Venus in own house or Molotrikona, and just it means in person 26, 38, 50 years, or 31 or 43, etc. It's just the exact shloka, but for another karaka. Yes, maybe. If you took the same chart, this person is really lucky because he has again, you see, malefic in seventh house, and again malefic Rahu in seventh house, and again malefic in seventh house from Venus. And he was married twice, if I'm not mistaken. And actually, he managed to get married first time in 26 years of age. You remember it was danger year. And his wife died of smallpox just in 1 year. And second wife died in his quite long life, yes, in 72nd year. It's actually in Sudarshana, it's Pisces. Again, exaltation of Venus. Again, wife died when Venus, with such combination, yes, with Mars and Rahu, was activated. Okay. So, I have a little bit time. Next, let's look. I just tried to look any chapter, just some example from all chapters, just to show you that principle which works as a most as the same. This chapter about fourth house, Sukha Bhava Bhalat Hyaya, 11 shloka. If the sun is in the fourth house, and the fourth lord is in its sign of exaltation, you see, sun, you remember sun, Suryadi, in the fourth house, and fourth lord in the sign of exaltation and conjoined by Venus, then there will be Vahana in the 32nd year. I put here act of making efforts here Vahana because I just had a speech in Bava this year Bava on Vahana, and then explains that Vahana actually it's not only our car, yes, or our horse, or it's also our making efforts, our enduring, our successful pushing up, yes, and it's really work in our shloka. Here I want to illustrate again, you know, when you read Sanskrit, and again I put here 7 different this shloka in 7 different editions, and here in note I put difference. And when you see that in 3 edition it said Surya Samyukte. Here it's Vahana Surya Samyukte, means fourth house joined by sun. Yes, and in 4 edition it said Ravi Samyukte. You see, meaning absolutely the same, number of syllables absolutely the same, but Surya Samyukte or Ravi Samyukte, yeah? Sun. And next, Tad Bhava Naike. This Bhava, Lord, and Tad Rashi Naike. Again, in half edition it's Tad Bhava Nike, in half edition it's Tad Rashi Nike, etc. It happens very, very often. So what I see how 1,000 years ago in different side of India, this Brihat Parashara Horashastra chanted by heart, yes, and of course it chanted in Shloka Chhandas. And then it was just scribed. It was written in one side of India as Surya Samyukte, in one side as Ravi Samyukte, because of course they try to just transfer sense, and sometimes they can just mix it with some synonyms. But this is really nice, yes. Anyway, this shloka. Let's look at principles. Here, a little bit, again, we use the same, but a little bit different. So we put sun in the fourth house, okay? And sun and fourth lord in natural zodiac, moon, it is exalted in Taurus, and it's conjoined Venus. See how beautiful Yanavanta yoga here, with Venus in our house, moon exalted. And you see, there is no Yanavanta yoga in Shloka, but in natural zodiac we can see it. And what happens? Since it's about Vahana, we start counting from, and there is some planet in fourth house in Karakabhava. We should start count from this planet maturity age, or 22, to this on Sudarshana chakra. And when we arrive in this powerful yoga, this Vahana will happen. You see 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32. And Parashar exactly says us that in 32nd years, Vahana will happen. Okay. And I think this is a nice illustration of this calculation. I will not speak about Vahana. Why? All details. It's not our topic, but I just calculate. I just show you how it works. This timing. So she has Surya in fourth house. And she has fourth lord Mercury exalted right here with Venus. And what happens with her? This is 19th century. So this is, she was born in 1840. And she is French journalist, essayist, novelist for many years on the staff of Revue de Deux Mondes magazine. Revue de Deux Mondes means French magazine, which means review of two worlds, means Europe and USA. And actually, this was really, really famous, rich magazine where Hugo, George Sand, Balzac, Dumas, and all famous Henry Kane and all famous writers wrote and worked. And for women, writing was not well perceived in 19th century. We know only George Sand, but she wrote with a male name, yes? And with great difficulties, with help of George Sand and others, she was accepted as literary critic for Revue de Deux Mondes in 1872. So it is her 32nd year. And actually, it was really, really happy effort, because she stayed in magazine up until 1 year before her death, and she lived the best year of the magazine. She was very successful. So just interesting how exactly it works. Again, when we see Surya in fourth house, we should ask, why Surya? Maybe Parashara hints us that it could be any planet in this house, which after maturity age activates this Vahana, and when we go through Sudarshana chakra to this powerful yoga, which person has in such cases? Yes, First Lord and Exalted with Venus, Vahana Karaka. So some Vahana should happen. Let's look just one example on this extension. What here happens? This is Mars, and we see that Mercury again exalted with Venus. Okay, it's in fourth house. Francesco Benenato, known as Franco Franchi, was an Italian actor, comedian, and singer. He was born in Palermo, and he began his career in 1950s. Also, his career only really took off in 1960s. What happens? In 1959, this is his 31st year of age, Franco Franchi settled a contract with his friends Ciccio and Gracia, which started up a brilliant set career. From 2 years later, to Franco death, they will be one of Italy's most famous comedy duo. This one, yeah. So what we see? We see that Mars maturity age 20, maturity age 28, 28, 29, 30, 31. And in 31, 31st year, actually, he arrived to this powerful yoga and sign this contract and start his career. So this is what I mean by Vahana, yeah, pushing up. Okay. This shloka I started with. You remember Krishna chart. So let's just explain the principles which lie in base on this shloka. If Jupiter occupies the fifth house and fifth lord is conjoined by Venus, then child will be born in 32nd or 33rd years. So Jupiter is Karaka of children and placed in the fifth house. It's already okay, in some way good. And 32 years, actually, this is Naisargika Dasha started after 32, yes, 33rd. And second maturity age of Jupiter is 32. And this time, when Jupiter in Karaka Bhava, fifth house, he activates fifth house, and fifth lord is in Venus, which is Virya Karaka, Virya Pradayaka, I mean, so giver of semen. And according to Parashara, again, Graha Guna Adhyaya chapter. And due to this activation conception occurs, and child born in this year or in 9 months, it could be next year. This is one of my interpretation, quite simple. You can use another. When you say, okay, in natural zodiac, fifth Lord Sun with Venus, 1 plus 5, 1 plus 6, it's 7, it's shiny, and shiny own houses are together. This is only planet. Maybe we can arrive to these two houses on 22nd and 23rd year, maybe. I did not find from where we should start. So I just, you see, this is research. I just think that maybe it's enough that Jupiter in his Naisargika Dasha and second maturity age activates this bhava, which is together with Virya Pradayaka. Okay. This is also a nice example of princess, but this is modern princess. She was born in 1988. This is British royalty, the first daughter of Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew. She married Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, property developer, in 2020, and their daughter, first daughter, like Krishna, first son, was born in September 2021, exactly in her 33 years. It was, you see, it was like 1 month after her 33 birthday. Again, you know, a lot of charts of kings, a lot of information about in which age childs were born. So of course I can find a lot of such charts. There's another, just Friedrich Karl, German prince, and he has a lot of children. Let me check. предыдущий. You see here Jupiter is alone. And this is first child. I mean, and okay, this is here Jupiter with Rahu. Rahu also always gives just this wish for many kids, and he had 5 kids, and one of his daughter was born 25th of July, 1860, in his 33 years. But we always should understand that if another planet is here, okay, we can think, okay, what happens with his father because Rahu plus Jupiter, but it's not our shloka now. So it happens. Another case, when Amalia has 9 children, because you see, this is Shani plus Jupiter. Shani gives tiredness. He's a lot of work. Yes, he occupied with her children. But anyway, one of her daughters, also born in 33rd year, you can find it in Wikipedia, etc. Okay, so I think, could you tell me how much time I have? I just, should I skip a few slides?
Natalya, you have time. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you. Because I am already in the end. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, continue.
Okay. So, one more cases, because it's interesting example. If Jupiter, it's Panchama Bhava Bhalat here. So this is again effect of 5th house. If Jupiter is placed in 9th house from Lagna, and Venus is situated in 9th house from Jupiter, or Venus is conjoined by Lagna Lord, then child should be predicted in 40th year. I just take case Venus in 9th house from Jupiter. It means, you see, Jupiter in 9th house, Venus in 5th house because it's 9 from Jupiter, and actually it's conjoined Lagna Lord. Okay, let's take everything. What happens? Jupiter in 9th house, in own house, when planet in strength, it always activates Karaka Bhava in some certain time. Yes, in certain time of activation. And here we can count from second maturity age, 32, to the 5th Bhava, 32, 33, 34, etc. And at 40 years, we just arrive in this 5th house. It's clearly that it would be activated Karaka of Jupiter in this age, in spite of it's quite old age. Yes, it's not very common. Now, of course, it's more or less common, but it's not really before common age for having maybe kids. In 40 years, it's so much activated that child is born. Okay. Another, I can give you another case. It's again numerology. Mars plus Venus, this is Ketu 9, and if you remember, Parashara did not say about maturity age of Ketu. He said only about Rahu, 42. But in now Parampara, we have knowledge that Ketu in 40, and we can say also that double, this double influence, Mars plus Venus, Ketu means activated in 40, 5th house, maybe. I just took first one. And this nice pair of American radical activists, it's an interesting case that he married while in hiding. Then they had 2 children, exactly she. And what we see Jupiter in 9th house. We see that Venus in 5th house. And what else? And with Lagnalord even together. Okay. She already has two childs in 36th year and 39th year. And suddenly, two fellows, I don't know exactly who these fellows are to them, but they were imprisoned for armed robbery. And that these two fellows have very, very little baby, like 1 year old. And she just adopted this little baby in her 40th years. You know, like this yoga is very, very strongly in her chart, very poor, very strongly. No any planets disturb this yoga, and baby comes in her 40th years. Funny. And maybe one of last principle I want to show how we calculate Sudarshana chakra in Navamsha. Let's look at example. If the fourth lord is conjoined by the 10th lord, and in Navamsha, in its exaltation sign, Tunga Amsha Samyute, the person will have Vahana in the 42nd year. You see, this is again fourth house effects chapter about Vahana. So, person will have Vahana, so any really, I don't know, coming for going forward, some push, some Vahana, some enduring, some making efforts, successful efforts in 42nd year. Of course, fourth house and 10th house conjoin, it's already very good yoga. Yes? And in Navamsha, fourth lord exalted. It's very good. But why 42nd? That's our question. In Navamsha, first Navamsha start from middle age, Guruji taught us. And we know that birth in Lagna, we know that middle age is 5th house, and old age start from 9th house. You see, I put here everywhere. And also, if we just take lifespan as 96 years, then young age is still 32, then middle age from 33, and old age from 65. So we just calculate with this in Navamsha where fourth lord is exalted. We just calculate from middle age, from 5th house in Navamsha. And where we come, 33, 34, etc., 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 and we come to Taurus, where natural fourth lord in Navamsha is exalted, moon. Okay. So, which since it's fourth lord from Rashi chart, so some effect, some pushing, some vahana is happens. Okay. And this is very beautiful case of Gro Brundtland. She's Norwegian politician. Let's look. It's only D1, but in her D9, Jupiter, which is fourth lord, is in Cancer. You can check it with Jupiter degrees, or you can put this chart. So, the first female prime minister of Norway who took office in her 32nd year, and as a 41-year-old or 42nd year of age, yes, prime minister, Brundtland was the youngest woman in the world and holds such position. And actually, till now, she is alive, and we wish her long life till 120. And she is still in politics. You see how it works. About Yes, and about marriage. This is quite strange, no, not strange, but quite peculiar chapter about seventh house and marriage, and a lot of shlokas with this timing, and some funny shloka like marriage in 5 years, marriage in 7 years, marriage in 9 years, etc. And of course, we understand this is arranging. This is traditional arrangement. Now we don't have this marriage in 5 or 12 years, but when we see on Sudarshana chakra, of course, we can think that, okay, it could not be 12. It could not be 12 plus 12, yes, or 12 plus 24. I mean, every time when Sudarshana comes to Pisces, in natural zodiac, it could happen like that. So, if Venus is placed in Kendra from Lagna, this is interesting, this is new case, you see, and Shani is in 7th house from Venus, then marriage usually take place in 12th year or 19th year. Why it is so? You see, Parashara said it is in Kendra. Okay, and actually here Parashara tells us about importance of Saturn and Venus for marriage. Venus is, we know, marriage karaka and 7th house karaka and 7th house lord in natural zodiac. Shani has Digbala in exaltation in 7th house, and Kendras are Vishnu Sthana. So any Kendra, you see, but H is exact. Interesting. So we don't calculate here. How we do it usually. We just say that Kendra Vishnu Sthanas, it's Tatara, it's exaltation, and on Pisces or 12th year in Sudarshana chakra, this is exaltation on Venus, and 19th year or Libra, this is exaltation of Saturn. And during this exaltation, they activate planets in Kendra. Here quite easy. One case again of Queen. She married Spanish royalty, very nice girl. She has Shani in Lagna and Venus in 7th house. This is our only condition we need to meet. She married Ferdinand Aragon on 10th October in her 1469 in her 19th years. Okay, and you see, it's usually happens when no disturbing from other yogas. I mean, here again, you see, wife death will occur in 13 years. Okay, of course, it's not our case now. Maybe before it was some arrangement and girl died before even they start live together, or maybe they married in 12 years. But anyway, why it works. Let us see. If Lagna Lord in its sign of debilitation, and second Lord in this in 8th house, the wife death will occur upon reaching 13 years. You see, in natural zodiac, again, Lagna Lord Mars debilitated, and Venus, 7th Lord, in 8th house. And what we see? We see 7th house damage, Venus Karaka damage, because 8th house, and Mars, you see, first, Venus is in Mars house again, and Mars debilitated, and Mars aspect 7th house. You see this double shot. It's interesting that we always, Parashara almost always said us as minimum double shot. I mean, or maybe 3, or maybe 4. So it should be combination of damages. It could not be just, okay, Venus in 8th house, so what? Okay. So when and why? Why? Because okay, in 1 year we cannot, just after birth we cannot marry, but next Mars activation in 13 years. This is Aries natural Lagna, yes, 13 years Mars activated, and all this damages happens like that. as I mentioned, you see this is shloka like marriage 5 years, 9 years, 7, 11, 10, 16, etc. So we always could understand, if we derive principle, if we understand principle, we understand which exactly year it could damage could happen. Okay. So as I said, it could be 25, 37 years, etc. And we have this example with Andrew, Duke of York, British royalty, third child of Queen Elizabeth, etc. Thanks God, now we have such things as divorce. Yes, and it's a funny story. He married in 27 years, Sarah Ferguson. They had 2 daughters. It was hoped that marriage to Fiery Fergie would tame him. But they played hard together and separately. Official palace announcement of the divorce came in his 37 years. So you see, we calculate just even it did not come 12 years after marriage. So with such combination, when Lagnalot debilitated and second lord in 8th house, so it could be death in such year, or it could be divorce, or like that. Okay, I think it's last. It's interesting. It's a lot of shlokas with timing. Shloka has parivartana. So here we can use another principle. If 11 lord in 4th house and 4th house in 4th lord in 11th house, the person again will possess vahana upon reaching 12 years. You see, it's again from 4th house effect chapter. What we see? We see here Maha Parivartana. There are Maha Parivartana, there are Danya Parivartana, there are Kalaha, yes, if I'm not mistaken, with third Lord Parivartanas. And here particularly, we talk about Maha Parivartana, auspicious Parivartana. When you see Parivartana with Kendra, Kona, second or 11 lords, so we can say that when this planet was would be activated by Sudarshan or whatever, what we it's time for activation. So something good is happened. Here we can see Moon and Saturn. If we took natural zodiac, 11 Lord Saturn in Cancer and 4th Lord Moon in Aquarius. Okay, and since after Parivartana they are like in own house, so they are both approach through exaltation Lord, and for both exaltation Lord is Venus. And Naisargika dasha of Venus. We talk about this, this such things as own houses, Naisargika, etc. And Naisargika dasha of Venus start at 12 years. And as soon as Naisargika dasha start, some vahana should really happen with this Parivartana, Maha Parivartana. It's interesting case of Jalil White. Maybe you see this sitcom, this famous serial Family Matters. It's a funny case happens with him. At age of 12, he was originated his most famous role in this sitcom. The character, which was originally intended to be one-time guest appearance, was an instant hit with audience and White became a regular cast member. And actually, you see this 12 years. Actually, this role was most famous role in his life. He never did something more famous in his life. He's quite young, 76 he was born. Another, the same principle. This is 9th house, Bhala Adhyaya. You see, in here, Maha Parivartana between 9th Lord and 2nd Lord. After 32nd year, there will be fortune, vahan, and fame. Of course, we can understand that if person has such a nice parivartana between 2nd and 9th Lord, why 32? In natural zodiac, this is Venus in 9th house, which is 2nd Lord, and Jupiter, which is 9th Lord, in 2nd house. Jupiter and Venus. And again, after Parivartana happens, they approach own house. And here, what we see? We see that for Venus, Jupiter itself, it's exaltation lord. Yes. And for Jupiter, this is moon. So what we should take, moon or Jupiter? But here, both houses second and 9 are Jupiter houses. So we could suppose that this bhaga, this fortune, vahana, fame, etc., start upon Naisargika Dasha, with the start of Naisargika Dasha of Jupiter. Maybe. This is illustrations of one king of Belgium, who became a king in his 32nd year. Okay, 32 years. He was born, you see, in November, and in February 34th, he became a king. With such a nice combination of Parivartana, 2nd and 9 lords. Okay. So, okay. I couldn't stop because different combination. Here you see again we have Avara chakra and okay, this is 9th house Bhaladhyaya, and Shloka says that if Sun is 9th Lord of Father, and has conjunction with Saturn and Mars, it's already quite set. Upon reaching 50 years, Father will die. And you see what happens. So we see Sun, Saturn, and Mars in one house. Okay? And Sun, it's also 9th Lord. So we see again double shot. Mars and Saturn combination, it's damage Sun, Father. Okay? But why in 50 years? Because if you calculate Mars plus Saturn, it's 7 plus 3, it's 10 minus 9, it's 1. So it's Sun. And Sun Naisargika Dasha is 50 years. So you see, it's like, okay, when person is 50 years and his father dies, this could happen, yes. And I found usually, all these ancient kings, their father usually died even earlier. So I found this case of Marishka Hargitay. His father, Mr. Universe. You can read about him in Wikipedia at astro.com. The thing is that this former Mr. Universe died at the age of 80 of bone marrow cancer. And Marishka was then 52 years actually. And so let us see. Sun with Saturn and with Mars, and Sun is 9th Lord. Exactly this combination. But okay, danger, died, destroy, but this cancer, this bone marrow cancer could not happen in one day. Maybe in this, we don't know exactly what happens and when exactly this cancer started. But anyway, this combination from Parashara should start destroying his father. Yes, and her 50 years. Anyway, we don't know. Oh, this is exactly last. I remember it because it's very fun. You remember we have one chapter, Labha Bhava Bhala Adhyaya, and I'm And there are three funny shlokas about gold coins. Nishka. This is really, I think, person who has 2000 Nishka, it's very, very rich person that time, I guess. So, if 11 Lord is placed in the third house, then upon reaching and conjoined benefic, that's all. Upon reaching 36 years, the person will get 2000 gold coins, this Nishka, in ancient time. Why it happens? Again, we will just, let's say about just maturity age of Saturn. Saturn is natural 11 Lord. When it go to third house and conjoin benefic, what happens? In his maturity age, he just activate 11 house like that. Of course, conjoined benefic is also important for this gaining. I just find some chart of Prince, which 11 Lord Venus conjoined even two benefics, and he just become a German politician, and from father's abdication in 1908. Sorry. He just a moment. Until his death, was a member of house. Okay. Oh, he was a prince. Okay. He became a prince in 1908, and let's see his 70. He become. He was born in 1871, so this is full 36 year, and he has this great combination with in third house, like that. Okay. In first house. This is very sad shloka from. So this is shloka about that as soon as child born, father dies. Okay. So if son, and this is again this double shot of father. And this is again activation happens during Lagna period, Sudarshana Dasha. If sun is situated in 8th house and 8th lord in the 9th house, the death of father in the first year of person. We already have such a combination, so it's easy. You see, first, sun karaka for father.
Natalya, I'm sorry, but it is extending a lot. It's
okay,
easy if you can wind up.
Yes. I just maybe I just says 2 minutes for conclusion. Okay, 1 minute. So I just you see even it's I should do it shortly, but anyway, in blue you have this shloka I just show you, and let's just recap. So first we should distinguish if it's shloka timing shloka or it's longevity shloka. We did it. Then Kala Purusha, natural zodiac, we should look to derive what Parashara has said. Then Sudarshana chakra, but it's not for, only from Lagna. We have a lot of questions from Karaka, Bhava, from which age, etc. Then planetary period, Naisargika Dasha, maturity age, planetary numerology. Okay, that's what we used. And important. Again, I repeat, there are no even two shlokas I checked. I really checked, which use absolutely the same combination of principle to derive it. No, Parashara, each combination Parashara said only one time. Okay, supposing that we can understand it. In some cases, shloka could be extended. You see, if we understood the principle, we could extend it on each Lagna or whatever, each planet. And of course, I saw not those charts I show you. I saw hundreds chart, and I understand that we should analyze other yoga in the chart, influencing this timing combination. And of course, this other yogas could change the effect. Okay, and certain principle of application highly depends on quality. For example, for Kendras, planets at Kendras, we use exaltation. Yes, for Dusthana, we use something else, etc. Or Privartana, etc. Or benefic or malefic. Different principle depends on quality. So, and still a lot of work ahead. Thank you very much.